Hi, I'm Margie Hansen, and I'm excited to be here to share with you a way that you can learn how to create an online communication strategy for your online communications success. But before I get into those details, I want to talk a little bit about strategy in general. You all use strategies daily. You might be aware or unaware, but daily you have some use for implementing a strategy of some sort. Strategies can be big, strategies can be little. But when you get into your car and you have a destination to get to, the way you might strategize getting there would be to avoid the freeway or traffic. Does that sound familiar? When you take the family to dinner, and you might strategize the choice of the restaurant by choosing one that has a menu that you know has items that everyone in your family will be able to find something they like, so everyone has a fun evening out. You might choose a job based on the fact that one of your offers included working from home, which the strategy in accepting that job would be that you could better manage your kids. And so strategies are out and about in our lives all the time. I'm sure you can all reflect on a moment when you have said, the strategy was, or the strategy is, and yet you might not remember sitting down and writing a plan or putting that strategy on paper, but you still used one. So I started thinking about why more people didn't use a strategy for their online communications. I keep hearing people are having the same problems with it. They don't know what they're doing for sure, why they're doing it. Are they being successful? Where do they start? What should they write about? What should they post about? The same challenges that have been out there for a while. And even though I work with my clients within a structure, I knew it wasn't enough, and I needed more. And I wanted to be able to give people a foolproof way of taking on online communications, like you take on writing advertising content, or you take on writing a how-to manual. Give it some definition. And so I went back to my high-tech days, and I looked up the layers of connectivity we used in engineering. And I studied them, got myself up to date with them, and realized I could apply these same 7 layers of connectivity to online communications and give people definition, direction, groundedness, and pretty much a plan that if you work it with thought and dedication, a roadmap to success with your online communications. It's pretty hard not to be successful if you follow the 7 layers. And so let me share them with you. I've got them right here. I'm going to bring them up on a PowerPoint slide. This is part of a full presentation, not a long one, just about 7 slides that you can watch after the video should you choose to. But this is one slide here. And these are the 7 layers. Oops, hang on. Here we go. All right, so layer 1 is the black and white. It is your target solution to a target need that has had by a target audience, right? So it's the need solution, the brass tacks of the need solution that you're trying to have happen, okay? And that can be a sale, that can be a sign-up form, that can be an enrollment to a class. Your end result is your end result, but it is based upon a need that you have a solution for. So strategies can be, again, big, short, based on short-range goals, long-range goals, what have you, okay? But you need to match the need to the solution in layer 1. Clean and simple and exact, okay? Layer 2, we study the demographics of the target market. And yes, it's sex, age, location, and all that, but it's also the environment that the target market lives within. The environment that creates this need that will, if not already in their life, will probably evolve into their life. What are the parameters of this environment? What are the the activities? What is the lifestyle? What are all those demographics? And we want to study those and know those and be able to relate to those. Layer 3 is, where are your online hangouts for your target audience? Where will we find them online? We want to nail that down. Where are we going to be going looking to find these connections? And layer 4 is, we're going to do the first formal structure within your strategy for your ongoing social communications, your online communications. And we're going to look at the locations you came up with in layer 3. And we're going to then look at the buyer journey. And the buyer journey is one where these people that are in an environment, again, that will eventually create the need for what you have, they need to be attracted to you. They need to be able to have something happen that connects them to you. They need to be able to engage with you, and they need to be able to convert. And that is the buyer journey. And so we want to, at level 4, layer 4, look at the location, sit back, probably forget all about the internet. It's easier if we just apply old style business, everyone in their physical offices, and you too, and then lay this flow out. But we're going to lay out a flow of how we can bring them from where they are and attract them, connect them, engage them, and convert them. We're not talking about the content. We're just talking about the flow. How will the flow flow? And if you get this down, because what you end up with is a structure. So if you get this down, you've got a solid platform to build the content and messaging and resources. It makes life a lot simpler for you. So we're going to work well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is layer 4 of the connection. So you want that structure of the flow that you're going to have to build on, okay? And it's a fun one to create, but it can be complex, or it can be all in one location. Everything can happen in one location, but you will discover that when you work on this one particular layer. Layer 5 is content and messaging, but the big word down here is purpose. The purpose for the content and the messaging on this structured flow that you've created. So as communications is full of links, and as you create this flow, there's links that are connected to each other, and there's more than 4 links. So in layer 5, you go through the different links that create the communications and the connections, and you apply a purpose to each link within the connections so that you can achieve, through your messaging, your end result. Let me say that again. Okay. You have, in your buyer journey, you have links between the connections that make up the communications. So links, connections, communications, okay, through the buyer journey. And each one of those links, you have a purpose for the communications on them, so that the flow will continue on its way, okay? So in layer 5, you're going to identify the purpose for the messaging on your structured flow here. And so the purpose for the attract links, okay, one of the attract links can be that you just need to let them know you live in the same environment. You share the same interests as is part of this environment. The purpose is to not let them know what you're selling, not let them know you even have a business. Purpose is strictly to find something in common, have them recognize you as someone who shares a common interest. That's the purpose. So when you get to the implementation of the strategy, that's when you apply the actual messaging and content. But you have the direction there when you're ready to implement. Okay, what I put here is something that will strictly show that we share an interest. We have something in common, and it doesn't say what I do. Okay, got my instructions, go for it. Layer 6 and these layers of connectivity are the resources. So all the messaging has to be on some type of online resource. And what is required of the resource to accomplish the purposes that you just laid out to have your flow take place on your structure. And so you might want to, let's say in your engage links, you have to have a demo. And so it comes down to the purpose is to demonstrate your product to a potential buyer, how it works, what's involved. So we choose the online resource job description is going to be, this requires a resource that is visual, okay? And maybe audio is not required, or is, you can, that's when you come up with a description. So audio is not required. It could be a slideshow. It could be a pre-recorded video. It could be a live video, but you probably wouldn't be the best thing there, not the absolute, but maybe. And it's just quiet, no audio required. It has to be easy to access. It has to be easy to put on multiple platforms and so forth. So that's what you would assign to the purpose being to demonstrate the product. The resource that goes on, the job description is that it has to be something that is visual and non-audio, but and it could be slides, it could be pre-recorded video or even live video. But and there you go. Then you choose which resource is going to be the best one for that description. And if you follow through on all these layers, then you are ready for implementation. You're ready to go back and actually put it into live use by applying the content and messaging and choosing your resources and getting your activity out there online, your posting online, and putting it to work. And the results should come in. Now, if the results don't come in, this is a layered approach where you can go back and say, well, gee, maybe I need to do more purpose. I didn't really get into the purpose of enough links. I might have missed something there. I need to define that a little bit better. Okay, or maybe it's in your implementation. You didn't implement it as closely. But this gives you such a structured guideline. And I love it because you start with a need solution. You get to the flow, the structure that you're going to put communications on that are going to be supported by resources, and you end up with the best solution for accomplishing your goals. You're back to the original, your targeted solution to the targeted need. So let me go back to me. Hi. So I'm excited about it. It might be a little bit overwhelming. I'm happy to answer questions for you, but what are you going to do? Are you going to take this and run with it? No. I've created a workshop, and they're one-on-one private workshops. And you will be able to work with me in 3 sessions minimum. Layer 1 through 4 is in session 1. Layer 5 is in session 2, and 6 and 7 in session 3. Each 90 to 120 minutes long. The workshop is $500, but I've got a summer special to launch it. I can do 10, again, these are individual one-on-one private workshops. And I can do 10 between now and the end of September. So you must start by August 20th and finish by September 30th. And the price I said was $500, but the summer special, I've lowered it by a little over $200. So the price is $297, and you can pay it in full, or you can reserve it for a non-refundable $50 deposit and pay $97 at each session of the 3 sessions. And you have more sessions because your attention span is shorter. It would be $97 for sessions 1 through 4, $97 for session 5, and so forth. So anyway, that's my summer special, and it's a pretty good deal. And we do it online, and we mutually agreed upon time and mutually agreed upon topic. It can be a real life need that you have. It can't be your strategy for the rest of the year because of the price and the time. But I want it to be meaty enough that you're going to learn. So it doesn't have to be a tiny project. It can be, again, mutually agreed upon, something that I know you will learn from and that we can do within the parameters of the workshop. So it's the first 10 who come, and the purchase links will be shut down August 20th, or if I have 10 before then, I'll shut them down then. And the details are down below, and the PowerPoint are on my webpage. Both links are here with this video. Explore it, call me with questions. And tomorrow's Let's Connect call, if you're watching this before August 2nd, we're going to talk about this. And you can ask questions then. But if it's after August 2nd, again, email me or call me. I welcome your questions. I'm really excited to get this into your hands. I think it's a game changer for anyone who's been struggling, and for anyone who hasn't been struggling. It's going to just raise your mark up there. I'm using it. I have always felt in control, but I can't tell you the difference in this. This gives it such definition. It really does feel like a product. It feels like a product that you're working with. It changes your online activity into a product, into a package, like your advertising, your media kit, or anything that you can wrap your hands around. It wraps your online communications into a controllable, manageable unit that you feel good about. So, and hopefully have success from. So that's the real goal. And I can almost promise you that if you use the strategy, you'll start having that success. So anyway, I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching my video, and I thank you for being one of my followers.